Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Informal. We are finally on podcast 21. I know I didn't have a podcast last week. I just been busy. Not only that, there wasn't really much to talk about, honestly, in the fashion and also in technology. In terms of technology, it was just more of release of new phones, release of new battery news. Somehow they always say that every year or every month, and it never goes to consumers. And we're actually almost done with the first quarter of the year of 2017. And so finally, I'm back with podcast 21. This time, I actually got some good news and some bad news, depending on the company and depending on the industry. So, first and foremost, Adidas is actually beating Nike in terms of sales, net profit, and especially on growth. That is most important, is the growth. So second is actually Forever 21 is actually questioning Adidas, another Adidas news, about their three stripes trademark. Are they taking it too far? And that is what Forever 21 is questioning or is stating. And we are going to the third topic, which is Tom Ford is actually dropping the see now buy now method. His runway show, meaning you can order anything that you see in the runway right away, but that's not going so well, so he decided to drop it. And that is basically it. We got three topics. I might talk about something more, but only three topics, and they're all in the fashion industry. But as of next week, there will be a lot of tech news, because this is when a lot of a lot of tech coming out. This is it. And so let's get on with the podcast. So the Business Journal reports that German manufacturer Adidas has announced their 2016 year-end earnings on Tuesday, actually the past Tuesday, and the CEO Kasper Rorsted said the company had an exceptional year, reporting sales climb 18%. That results in 20.4 billion worldwide, and just in North America, it climbed to 24%. That is up to $3.6 billion. First of all, that is a lot of money. And not only that, he also states that we have improved the desirability of our brands and products around the globe. As a consequences, we were able to increase revenue strongly and achieve a record net income of more than 1 billion euros for the first time in the history of our company. So basically, they hit a record high as a company. Not only that, they have gained in terms of percentage of market share. So what does that tell you? Well, basically, I can tell you right now that Nike had more profits. I'm not gonna say profits. They had more sales than Adidas, but they only grew by 4%. Compared to Adidas, they grew 18%. And Under Armour, the third biggest competition, is the second biggest competition. Well, they didn't really go up. They just went down. But what does this actually tell us? It actually tells us basically is Adidas is gaining market share, and they are taking away market share from Nike. And so Nike is starting to plateau, or maybe starting to hit a wall, or it could be it's just bad designs or bad products, or it could be bad marketing. But it also tells us that Adidas is actually changing the way their products are marketed. They are also signing different players or ball players, the right ball players, to market their products. Not only that, it could also mean that they may be running their company efficiently from A to Z. It could be from the design, the materials, to the production, to the factory. It could be from the workplace. Now, and it could also have a profit. It could also mean that they are actually producing the kind of products that consumers are looking for, which is great, right? And it is interesting how Adidas went from just relying on superstars, meaning that classic shoes, and also Stan Smith. And it is interesting also that if let's say we forecast this, let's say they consistently gain 18% every year. This means that from 3 to 4 years, it will actually overtake Nike as the number one performance and shoe brand company in the world. Right now, Nike is still number one. Nike is still a giant. But it seems like Adidas is playing their cards right. It could be they are actually focusing on their products other than just going against Nike. Not only that, they do have some recent good items lately from the Adidas NMD, also from the Boost shoes, the Ultra Boost, and it could also be the Kanye West collaboration, Pharrell collaboration, and another thing is the Alexander Wang collaboration. And they are also gaining popularity with a lot of women, especially with the Stan Smith shoes and the Superstar. Oh, and I forgot the Gazelle. Can't forget about the Gazelle. And the thing is, as I read to you earlier, $3.5 billion in the North America alone, and the worldwide is $20 billion. That is phenomenal. And I do wonder if Adidas is gonna keep consistently doing this, because I've seen this before from Adidas back in, obviously learning about in the 80s when Run DMC was showing off Adidas. That was a major selling point for Adidas. The 90s didn't really do anything. The mid 2000s did actually, because Adidas was gaining traction in basketball. And not only that, they are also getting traction in basketball jerseys. But the biggest thing about Adidas is the actual jersey in football. In America, it would be called soccer. And so, I mean, in conclusion, what do I get from this? Basically, Adidas is absolutely doing great as of right now, and we gotta commend them. And we have to start giving them attention, because they're changing their ways. They're also bringing products to the market that we as consumer love. And not only that, they're actually starting to open up stores. It could also mean more jobs for more people. And so everything seems to be going great. And hopefully the CEO keeps this up. Alright, on to the next topic. So I see this news at hypebeast.com, one of my favorite blog news site for fashion. So basically there's an article that says Forever 21 seems to think that Adidas trademark stripes is taking it too far, which means that Adidas is basically suing anyone who uses the 3 stripes or any stripes on any article of clothing or any part of the clothing, which is something. Well, first of all, let's look at Adidas site. So they were able to get a trademark on stripes in article of clothing. It could be 2 stripes, 3 stripes, 4 stripes, whatever. So basically, you must let Adidas know that you are putting certain amount of stripes on the clothing, which is, I guess they're trying to protect their trademark. But at the same time, I don't understand. So if I put 5 stripes on the back of a jacket, suddenly I have to let Adidas know. Is that what it is? So. And then if I have to put 2 stripes on a track jacket, oh, certainly I will get a notice from Adidas. And so I see where Forever 21 is coming from. At the same time, Forever 21 is not really a reputable, incredible company. But in this situation, I would have to agree with them, because I think that for any company I don't understand how the patent or the trademark office even reviewed this. They must have paid somebody to be on the inside, because there is no way you can tell me that I can't put any amount of stripes on a jacket without being sued by Adidas. Not only that, if I can understand where Adidas is coming from, if for some reason that your logo is the 3 stripes, not a long 3 stripe, but that's just 3 stripe, just like I see in the shoes, is put on somewhere, then I can see why you're trying to sue somebody. But if it's, let's say, 5 stripes on a jacket or a pants, you can't tell me that that's yours. There is no way that a company like Adidas should be suing anybody just because they put 5 stripes or 6 stripes on an article of clothing. But maybe Forever 21 was actually putting 2 or 3 stripes on their jacket, which I can understand, but I need to see what they're trying to claim at. But in this case, Adidas basically declined to comment on the pending litigation. So it is interesting. For one, Adidas is trying to protect their trademark. 2, they're trying to protect their logo. They're trying to protect their reputation and the name. 3, they're trying to protect themselves from anybody using the stripes because they actually own the trademark. And so here's another thing. Here's a situation, right? I'm reading the article right now. So let's see. Oh, okay. So basically, Adidas sued Forever 21 for the use of stripes on 6 different pieces of Forever 21 clothing. Now, I'm not really seeing the article of clothing. If it says 6 different pieces of stripes. Is it 3 stripes? Now, if it's 3 stripes, I can see where Adidas is coming from. If it's 2 stripes, I don't see where Adidas is coming from. If it's 4 stripes, maybe. 5 stripes, get out of here, Adidas. Now, I'm not trying to defend Forever 21 here, but it is interesting that why is Adidas even bothering with this? They should just leave it alone. I can tell you that, let's say Forever 21 was actually a reputable company. Would Adidas feel the same? I don't know. But since Forever 21 has a reputation, Adidas is trying to, maybe they're trying to up to something. Maybe the two should just collaborate. I really don't understand. Why is it so hard? But I do think that from my knowledge and from what I've heard, since I do work in the industry, Forever 21 is a very, very hard company to work with. And I'm not just hearing it from one source, I'm hearing it from multiple sources. Now, I'm not gonna say who my sources are. I'm just saying that I've been told by different people, multiple people, not just one, that Forever 21 is hard to work with. But it's just, to me, this is something stupid. The two should just collaborate, just like how H&M collaborates with Alexander Wang or different companies. Just get it over with. And so on to the third and last topic. So as of this season, or actually no, let me rephrase that. Last season, the Tom Ford See Now Buy Now, what do you call that? See Now Buy Now concept or experimental concept has been dropped. The main reason is due to loss of sales. Now, before I get into it, I'm just going to tell you what See Now Buy Now is. Basically, when Tom Ford shows his collection in the runway, this means that you could obviously see it in the runway and you can buy it at the same time. But it has been dropped because from the article it says that the designer and his namesake label fell victim to shipping complications. So basically the shipping had problems. This means that the customer ordered it and it has not shipped. Maybe it could be a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, however long it took. And so the customer decided to cancel because it took so effing long. And in the end, Tom Ford lost revenue, and it was also bad press for them, and they decided to just drop it. I really don't understand. I don't get it. So Tom Ford didn't know this was gonna happen. So you're telling me that you did not prepare the collection right there and then, knowing that there are people that are fans of you. There are even a cult fan following on Tom Ford. So you're telling me that if they see it, they want to buy it. You're telling me they can't get it next week or the next month. There is no way, as the biggest company as Tom Ford, couldn't execute this properly. It's all about execution here, because that is the main point of the concept. See now, buy now. I see it, I buy it. Now the next thing you have to do is you have to absolutely execute it. You must coordinate with your people in the warehouse, if they have stock, if they have inventory, and now you got to do shipping. How is the shipping complicated? Come on, I see the item. Okay, let's pack it in boxes or in bags. Okay, what's the address to the customer? Have we charge it? Print the shipping label. Boom, put it on the bag or the cart and ship it via FedEx, USPS or UPS. It's that simple. There's no circle around it. It's just going straight. But here's the thing, okay? Jeremy Scott from Moschino is able to ship the items to the customer fresh from the runway. Are you kidding me? So if Moschino can do it, why can't Tom Ford can do it? All it is just execution. I don't think that the company at Tom Ford thought of this really well. They were just saying, oh, okay, we'll just have this concept, okay, and then we'll just have it like that. It's a good press, good everything, right? But no, it seems like the execution was not done properly. Now, what do I really think of this in terms of future companies and how they implement it? Again, it's all about having stock and inventory during your fashion show. Now, if you tell me that if I see it, I'm gonna buy it, and then you're gonna ship it in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, okay, fine. That's fine, because you gave me that notice. But at the same time, you must execute it properly. The best way, I think it should have been done this: you show the fashion show, you have the items, but your items or inventory or bulk goods is already in transit to ship to your warehouse. So let's say 2 to 3 weeks. So by that time, when you receive it, you would able to actually ship it to the customer. Now, if there are high demands, okay, I can understand it. Now, during shipping, if there are high demands, then we got to produce more and more and more. It's all about execution here. Now, if this is their take of fast fashion, man, they better have the production line and the factory workers or the factories for them to have that. They must have the correct factories here that can produce that much and have a quick turnaround time. You see, when it comes to fast fashion, you have to think in advance. You have to properly design your line in advance, and knowing that you have to produce quickly. When it comes to fast fashion, simple styles is the best, because the more simple it is, the faster it can be produced. It's that simple. And this may be just another, maybe, I guess, a scar or just a scratch on Tom Ford's company, but it does tell you that execution failed here. And I really do wish that luxury brands would think of this true. Stop trying to force yourself into the trend. You think about it, see if you can execute it, and since you have a lot of cult following, just make sure you don't lose your soul and you don't lose your direction. And so that concludes the podcast number 21. This is Mr. Informal. As usual, I bring you insights, I talk about topics that matters, and hopefully you learn something today. And so I will see you in the next podcast, and hopefully you have yourself a great day. Bye bye.